we're fortunate. There are societies in the world where people on their periods are physically ostracised. They are, until you stop bleeding, you go live outside. Thank you. And yeah, great. We don't have that, but we are still ostracising ourselves, and even down to the adverts for sanitary protection use blue liquid. I would freak out like you wouldn't believe if I had a blue period. That's not normal. That's not natural. But we sanitise it so much, but I don't understand the purpose of it. They're normal, they're natural. Half of us have them. The other half, if you don't menstruate, the chances are somebody that does. And yeah, it's not unnatural. Oh, go on.
I think it's like, it's the same question around why are people uncomfortable about breastfeeding in public? Is there an issue about feeding your child while you're in the House of Lords or the House of Commons? Is there really an issue about feeding your child when you're travelling, or if you're at church, or in the swimming pool, which is currently under debate? People just get hung up.
Yeah. And
perhaps it's down to changing the status of what we deem sanitary items, because currently they're considered luxuries. When this conversation, we're talking about something that's essential.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
sanitary products are as essential as having food on your table. You need to have it, and you need to have it on a monthly basis. So that's it. In fact, for some, I've worked with women who have been bleeding daily for up to a year. When I was working in healthcare, that has a big drain on your financial resources, never mind on your energy and your emotions and everything else.
Aaron and I were actually chatting about how free condoms get distributed, so why not? That's not a necessity. Yeah. It's not a necessity.
Yeah,
it's,
you can just
it's
not have sex.
Yeah,
you can't just not. You can't just not have. You can't go. Do you know what? Actually, I don't fancy having my period today.
This is more of a necessity than free condoms, and it's just why is that the way it is?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was just reading this morning. One of the statistics, or one of the quotes that have been compiled by the Red Box Project HQ, actually is there are students out there who are not taking the break that they should do with their contraceptive pill, because they can't afford to, because they are taking it longer than they should, because they can't afford the sanitary towels or tampons or whatever. So I'll just keep taking my pill, so I don't have to have a period, because I can't afford it. And you're talking about putting hormones into your body, that they recommend that you have these breaks from it so that you're not taking them all of the time, and they're designed so that you're taking these breaks from them. But people don't feel that they can do that for something as simple as not being able to. It's not simple. It's not simple as not being able to afford, because there's nothing simple about not being able to afford necessities. And I know one of the things that comes up quite a lot is, the own brand products, 50, 60, 70p a pack, whatever they are. And that's brilliant if you can get them. I live in Port Erin, so for me to access a 60p packet of pads from tampons from Tesco's, I would have to get the bus. And all of a sudden my 60p packet of pads cost me 60p plus a return bus fare from Port Erin to Douglas.
It's just the principle of it. Like, you shouldn't have to pay for them. Like, it doesn't matter how cheap, you shouldn't have to pay for them, in my opinion anyway.
Well, this is it. And the other attitude as well is, well, there's own brand stuff. There's the cheaper stuff, and that's great. And if that works for you, brilliant. But it doesn't work for everybody. It's an intimate area that you're putting these products in. Your skin is more sensitive, especially with the likes of tampons. You're actually physically inserting them into your vagina. So perhaps, there's a cheap option there. That's great, but that brings me out in a rash. That gives me thrush. I can't use that. So I don't have the luxury of being able to use the own brand stuff. I have to use the branded stuff at £3 a pack, because otherwise it's actually making me ill. And the idea of the attitude almost of beggars can't be choosers is not right. At no point should anyone, we're all human beings. and I don't see why we can't treat each other as human beings. Just because, you know, you need a little bit of extra help doesn't mean you get the dregs that's left at the bottom of the barrel that nobody else wants. Why not afford people the dignity? And that with the Red Box Project, that's the biggest thing. And for me personally, that's the biggest thing, is affording people dignity.